Good morning.
Good morning.
It is one of my pleasures to introduce the people that have helped me, help them, and help the people that we are working with. In business, you always have to have a right arm. And I come up with the ideas, and we need people to follow through on them. I know that I can't do everything myself, and I won't even attempt to. We have a gentleman that's been working for me for about 20 years, but I've known him for close to 50 years, who's running the program for the military people that have gotten in trouble and people that need help. We have asked Richard Liebler to lead our charge in helping as many of the military people as possible. The American Legion, Mr. Luby, and I'm sorry, I have to look at the other gentleman's name. Where is he?
Here, you got everybody right here.
Oh, right here. Okay. But the fact of it is that with all the help of the people in the state, and most importantly, the people that I see on a daily basis, is here in Woodbridge, a town that I started in 60 years ago, and I couldn't be more happier. There's a need. There's over 90,000 military people in this country that are incarcerated. No, I'm sorry, 200,000, 9%. And the fact of it is somebody had to stand tall and try to help them. There's many charities that we feel, thank God, that we feel that it's necessary to help them, whether it's food banks, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But these are people, human beings, that deserve a chance in life. They make a mistake, and the problems that we have at our military that are incarcerated are mostly due to drugs. But I can't imagine those people having a chance, and if they're willing, Sansone and our organization are willing to help. And I've commandeered my very dear friend, Mr. Richard Liebler, and I'd like for him to come up and say hello, please.
Good morning. As a point of clarification, since Mr. Sansone said we have known each other for 50 years, I met him when I was 9. Well, we're trying to, years ago we created, through Mr. Sansone's organization, the Sansone Military Program. To date, we have actually worked with hundreds, of veterans through job fairs, participating in job fairs, even in various prisons. We also have training programs here for veterans that are coming out of the military. And we are also participating in the Veteran Diversion Program, which we'll speak about in a minute. What I want to do is introduce some of the folks that are here today that are all interested in helping veterans. We have our Mayor of Woodbridge. Where'd he go? No. Major Mr. McCormick. We have Bob Luby, who represents the American Legion. We have Ron Dixon from the commander of American Legion Post 25. Brian Gillette, the assistant prosecutor for Middlesex County. Detective Ivis Molina, Middlesex County Prosecutor's Office. Jamie Scheck, a veteran diversion mentor. Bob Dato, our corporate counsel. And Jackie Kovich, which is part of our Sansone Legal Department. So I'd like to ask the mayor to say a few words.
Thank you very much, Rich. This is a donation from the Sansone group that's going to a group that's not in Woodbridge, but that's not important. I still thought it was good for us to be here because it is a Woodbridge business making that donation. As Paul said, he's been in Woodbridge for 60 years. He has made the largest donation ever to the Woodbridge Community Charity Fund, which he has directed toward, as you've heard both he and Rich say, helping veterans get jobs, helping keep them clean. There's nothing like somebody coming back from service, fighting for our country and our freedoms, and they have a situation in an economy where they can't find work. We owe them so much for what they've done for us, and Paul puts his money where his mouth is and has started this program. He trains them, teaches them, counsels them, and then helps them find employment, and it's just such an amazing effort on his part, and he's so important to the Woodbridge community. We have a very aggressive opioid recovery program where we help people in recovery, help them get proper programs, proper services, in some cases housing, some cases employment. He's made a substantial contribution to that. He is the prime benefactor for our food drives every year, and it was his idea way back when the concert started that if somebody came with a box of food or a can of food, you get a ticket for a free TV, and he would donate the TVs. And I would say probably every summer we collect 50 to 60,000 pounds of food through our concert series. He's always making donations, Salvation Army, Red Cross. I'm not from the shore, but I know Riverview Medical Center and mammogram machines and cancer wings and you name it. There are so many people whose lives are improved today because of the generosity and benevolence of Paul Sansone. So that's why we're here today. That's why we're putting this on our TV, because this man means so much to the fabric of Woodbridge Township, and he has done that for the last 60 years. So I want to thank Paul once again for continuing his benevolence. In this case, the Joyce Comer Post gets the donation. It doesn't matter if they're not in Woodbridge. They wish they were, but they're not. But we still support them. They're a great veterans group, and I know Mr. Dixon and Mr. Luby for a long time. I've seen them at events here and events all over the area. Their passion and advocacy for veterans is amazing. So thank you all for being here. Mr. Sansone, thank you so much. And as they say on TV, you the man, Mr. Sansone. Thank you.
What we're trying to do today, with Mr. Sansone's money, of course, is to help veterans that are in an emergency situation. And we chose the American Legion Post 25, to administer the funds. So I'd like for Ron to say a few words.
Good morning. I'm here on behalf of the American Legion, Joyce Kilmer Post 25. I've been the commander there now for 18 years. But prior to that, I worked for the prosecutor's office for 38 years. So I had the experience working with these people as well as the veteran background to help them. What this money today is doing, especially during this time of the COVID crisis that we're going through, is helping needy veterans, helping people. And it's not, I don't want anybody to misunderstand it. It is not a handout. It's a hand up. Let's bring them up, let's help them, and let's continue to help them. I'm very happy that my post, it's one of the larger posts in the county. We have the personnel, and we can manage this. But it's not just for, as the mayor said, it's not for Milltown, New Jersey. It's for the county. We'll be in Woodbridge. We'll be wherever we're needed to help somebody. Our veteran song, we never leave anyone behind. And I hope we can continue that with this money. And once again, I thank Mr. Sansone for being as generous as he is. And he understands, I think more than anybody, what this is going to do for us. And again, I want to thank him. Thank him very much. Thank you.
Next, I want to introduce a true superstar. This young lady is a Marine. He's also a detective in the prosecutor's office and runs the military diversion program, and I want her to explain it. Ivis?
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Sansone. Again, Assistant Prosecutor Brian Gillette and I run the Veterans Diversion Program for Middlesex County. Our program has been very successful thanks to the help of all the community members that help us. We get veterans sometimes on the weekends. They have nowhere to go that need to be in this program, and that's where we always reached out to the American Legion in Milltown, and they always gave us a hand to put them in some type of housing until we found them more permanent housing through Veteran Services through this county. The Veterans Diversion Program is a fairly new statute, a new law that gives a veteran a second chance. if they get in any type of criminal, charges, if they come to us and they apply to our program and they get accepted, their charges will be dismissed and expunged at the end of the either 1 year or 2 years that they have to be in the program. They are very, very well monitored. We make sure that they are employed, housed, and make sure that they are either working or, going to school or working or doing something different that they were doing before they came to us. So we definitely try to work with the community, especially the Middlesex County community that has been amazing to the prosecutor's office in working with us and helping these veterans. Thank you. I would like to thank Mr. Sansone, and my mentors are here. Without the mentors, this program can't work, because it's part of the law that every veteran that comes into the Veterans Diversion Program has a veteran mentor. And so Rich Lieber, I met him and Jamie through this program. They became mentors for the prosecutor's office in Middlesex County. So thank you to both of them.
And finally, I'd like to invite Bob Luby from the State American Legion to just say a few words. Bob?
Thank you, Rich. Good morning, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Sansone, and all the distinguished guests here. So proud to be here, and I'd like to explain a few words why, because everybody's so proud to be here. Let's talk about the Joyce Kilmer Post 25 first. A little bit of history. Then State Parole Board Chairman Jim Ploses approached us back in 2011 to help veterans that were parolees. The natural answer was yes. Admittedly, and nothing about my fellow veteran peers, sometimes that's a struggle, because there is a stigma about veterans who are incarcerated, parolees, etc. So that's why the high compliments to Post 25, Commander Ron Dixon and his team for stepping forward. Yes, we've had considerable good results since then. In fact, we've been into, at the invitation of DOC, Department of Corrections, we've been into all now 12 state prisons, interviewed close to 500 vets, and we don't care what the discharge type is, what their offense is, because primarily they are veterans. Now, what kind of help we can give them based on those two things, that's another matter. So, Ron, Post 25, again, you were one of the few that have stepped up. And Mr. Sansone, thank you so much for, recognizing them. The other reason why I'm so pleased to be here is because of Mr. Sansone. I guess we're all pleased to be here because of him. I met Rich Lieber and Mr. Sansone some time ago. Rich longer than Mr. Sansone. But then I got to learn what the Veterans Program here is, or the Military Training Center that Mr. Sansone built that is still used today. And the spirit and the camaraderie and what Rich and the entire team does here for veterans is just, phenomenal. So given that, we thought they were the perfect candidate to be submitted for the American Legion National Employer of the Year. And we know what that answer is, because based on everything Mr. Sansone and his team has done, they did receive the National First Place National Employer of the Year out in Reno. First time I was on a personal private jet, too, so Mr. Sansone, thank you very much for that. That happened after the award. It was not prior to submittal. So that's the reasons why I'm so glad to be here. I had an office here for a while working with the team, and we still try to get you veterans. And, God bless you for what you're doing for our at-risk veterans. Rich, Mr. Sansone, Mr. Mayor, thank you.
All right, Mr. Sansone, you want to say any closing remarks?
I have to say that Mr. Luby and I have become friends. And when we had the honor of going to Las Vegas, Reno rather, and being at the convention where President Trump, Senator Cruz, and myself spoke to almost 20,000 people, that was truly a highlight of my career. The highlight also is that I've developed friends and good people that have made me feel very warmly inside and wanting to do more. I would like to say thank you to everyone that's helped me achieve the goals, Mr. Bob Dato, our corporate counsel, and and obviously Rich and I go back. It's been 49 years, but I exaggerated it when I said 50. But the fact of it is that I'm very happy to be in this position where we can help. We have a great company with great people in it. And we are going to go forward, and to improve, we will all be putting our best foot forward. I want to thank you again for being here, and I want to thank everyone that's helped me during this long run. Thank you.